Michael André Ford, your American Angel Intuitive, here to talk to you about angels. No limits, how you've already got everything you need to do you. No limits means no limits. Anytime you're up here doing thinking, word, structure, thought form, what you think you know, what you concretely know, what we'll call concrete thinking. That's most of humanity's collective knowing. It's most of your knowing as you go through each day. If you ever looked closely at your knowing, your likes, your dislikes, this political party, that thing, whatever we're talking about, most of it changes over time. It's not actually that universal. The only universal truth in a way is your growth, your expansion, constant change, and lots of love. Love is a constant. Love is in everything. Open your eyes to see love. To do that, you would have to breathe more, allow more, smile more, and about a million other ways to get to here. You have no limits when you're in your heart. Time, your thoughts, your dislikes, what you think you know about the political landscape in America is all a construct up here, and guess what it does? It takes you out of the love game, off the love boat, and it's a lot less fun. So I'm here as a reminder that you can meet angels, feel angels, see angels, do this with others in a group, get any answers to any questions. You're from Italy, get your answers in Italian. You speak two other languages, get it that way. You want to get some humor and hear it in that certain dialect that brings you back to your childhood memories. All languages, all dialects spoken, get any answers to any questions. More than that, there's healing. I help you heal with angels. I heal with angels. I do stuff. It's a lot to take in, and it's been a lot. I've done this for 12 years, thousands of folks. I'm still right where I was on square one, but I'm always learning and I'm expanding, and I have a lot of fun. I do a lot of humor. If you're reacting to the humor, welcome to meeting your own ego. If you're reacting to some of the lingo I use or dad jokes again, all of this is an opportunity to see your own thought forms pop up. Don't listen to me at all, but I'm here to remind you that you've got everything right here. No try Yoda. I love doing Yoda's voice to make you laugh. Anytime your brain can fixate on one of my dad jokes, Yoda, you're occupying the only block that you have for anything in life. You want to do that soulmate, the new business, just get out of debt. My problem is my health situation. It's all a function of the brain. Everything from the neck up. A lot of people get blocked here if it's the Hindu chakras thing, the Kundalini thing. You have no limits. So let angels do their jobs. Let Native American guides do their jobs. The listening that I'm talking about when you get your answers is basic listening. If you've ever been to a barbecue, that's what I'm talking about. This is about a good old American barbecue in the backyard. Maybe you're the host, or maybe you're just going to that really cool neighbor's place 10 houses down. They always throw a good party. That's that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you meet angels, Native American chiefs, Einstein, Plato, Gandhi, Mandela, MLK, Mother Teresa. She's perfectly fine for the crowd out there that thinks she's a child trafficker. She is fantastic and sparkly. If you're on the other side in the unconditional love field, you're sparkly, you're reconciled, you're whatever, you'll be that way as well. Just think about it this way. What will you allow for is the true question. Will you allow for the universe to step in and do its job? This is a little bit of that law of attraction thing. Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks, Dan Millman, Peaceful Warrior, and some other stuff. The Alchemist, and Seth from the 1970s. If everybody remembers the whole New Age thing in the 1970s, Jane Roberts, Seth, light beings totally exist. They're like whales. Angels are like dolphins. You yourself have a much bigger makeup than you typically allow yourself to have. So what does it mean to have no limits? Well, initially it means just take a deep breath, smile. There's 100,000 ways, a million ways to get to here, but you got 40 million ways to be blocked, to be up top, to take away from what's being offered in each moment. Love is in everything. Open your eyes to see love. You are love. You are light. You're not limited. Let's go back to tactical and practical, though. You've got situations. Your cousin, your health, where you think you're at, your lack of self-love, your lack of self-worth, 50 other people out there, what's going on in the American political scene. You can have any answers to any questions. You can feel better about everything. You can regain that vibe that you had on that vacation, that summer in Mexico that you had when you were 12, that summer abroad. You've never lost a beat, skipped a beat, or missed a step. Good luck believing that until you start to experience it again. It's just your heart. Your heart's already fully connected to everything. You've never, ever been disconnected. It's just you've thought something that has pulled you out of the flow of life, the flow of the universe, the flow of love. As soon as you can begin to recognize what is a thought that doesn't serve, most of your thinking is kind of a waste of energy. I'm not trying to knock thinking. It's not in the cards for humans to stop thinking tomorrow, but you can do a little less of it, to quote an angel named Charlotte. 7% less thinking a day, a week, a month, it's all the same. I think that's like 1.6 hours a day is the Olympic gold medal standard of enlightenment, of letting go, of just breathing, allowing being flexible, opening openness itself, as Buddhists would say. So 7% less thinking a day is what we're talking about. What does that mean? Put your feet up and read a book. Let go. Go for a walk. Let go. Get out of the flow of thinking. Go for a swim. Hug a tree. Barefoot on the grass if it's warm and good grass outside. There's a million ways to figure out how to get out of thinking. Get on the Peloton bike. Pedal. Listen to music. Cook. Cook in a conscientious, mindful way like Thich Nhat Hanh always suggests. You'll have to figure it out. You're the only one who can figure it out. You had it figured out long ago. All you have to do is remember to remember, if you can remember to remember. Even that's not original. I thought that was original for years until Songyel Rinpoche's foreword to a Tibetan book of dying. There's about a dozen or 2 dozen or 5 dozen of those Tibetan book of dying books out there. One fell off a bookshelf. I'm in a bookstore, no one's around. It turned open to the page and a half intro by Songyel Rinpoche for someone else. And at the end he says, for 35 years I've taught my students remember to remember. There's nothing original that I'm saying, but I'm here to try to ignite or spark some vague remembrance of what you never lost, what you already have within. It's Christmas Carol Scrooge. The end of the book, he's the biggest joy bringer, best business person, full of compassion, love, has time for everybody, isn't glued to his iPhone. He has extra bandwidth. People can feel him across the street. They start waving hi to him first. You've got all that. So let's back up. 12 years ago, I did not get hit by 5 lightning strikes and have 5 near-death experiences, but I did get separated from thinking a little briefly. I know as much now as I know back then. I know that where you put your focus is where you put your focus. How you spend your energy is how you spend your energy. Most of us are spending it unconsciously. We're wasting energy all the time by doing stuff up here. We're judging, slapping labels on everything and everyone, especially ourselves. Complete waste of time. Not the way it works. You're not who you think you are if you're being down on yourself. Your neighbors aren't quite who you think they are, even if they were the biggest jerks in the world. You and I could agree that we watch them knock your trash can over. They're a jerk. Agreed. Try not to get caught in the mind trap of flowing negativity to them and labeling it as a jerk action. It doesn't mean you have to hang out with them. It doesn't mean you have to put the trash cans on that side of the house or allow repeat behavior. Put a barrier up, handle it, and let it go. But your act of slapping labels on everything is an act of micro negativity. If you want to do modern language, it's 1% of 1% negative or worse or more. And that folds back on you. So the more you can lighten up, the more you can walk a smoother path. The more you appreciate the difference of the flow or lack of flow, the unconsciousness that is up here. Now, mankind thinks thinking, science, what we know, concrete knowing that precludes possibility as the ultimate, penultimate, and it's why we're so slow as a species to expand, help ourselves get out of war more, be more at one with everything in the universe. I don't want to start getting into too much of another direction because it's, again, just gets hijacked by thinking. The more you're present, the more you breathe, the more you walk a smoother path, the more you'll notice people are attracted to you, the more the universe can do its job and bring you opportunities, whether we're talking athletics, spiritual, business, personal growth opportunities. Your growth and expansion never stops. Your opportunity to learn and expand never stops. It's why a lot of the gurus, the teachers, the saints out there, some of them are absolutely fantastic, keep taking their classes, read their books, but a lot of them have stopped learning a long time ago. You just have to figure out on a meter, where are they on the vibration? Are they complete joy and fun, zany, Would you want to hang out with them at a barbecue party? Or are they kind of stoic a little bit? You have to figure out what you'll allow for, what you want more of. Here is absolutely incredible. Once you figured out what a waste of energy is, what this flow is about, it's like a hot stove. Do you want to put your hand on the hot stove up here? Or do you want to just relax more, breathe more, be more at peace, and understand a little bit more about being in harmony with the universe? That's the best I can say. I'll just punt. I help you full on listen to angels, write down your answers. The record is 48, 49 pages in 9 hours in the last 10 or 12 years. An Australian woman. She got all her answers. So you can go at that level and get all your answers for practical and tactical, for business, for career, for relationships, true love, that vacation. I think the number one question to ask is where to go on vacation. The universe knows. This beats AI. We've had AI suddenly show up. Absolutely keep using AI. Why wouldn't you? To polish that resume, to polish your marketing pitch, to polish this, to answer that. But when you think about it, the true AI, the bigger AI, the best answers in the world come from the universe, from Plato, Marcus Aurelius, God, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Sai Baba, the one from 100 years ago, Mother Teresa, Mary, your relatives, Uncle Frank, who passed over 5 years ago. I mean, it's 175 plus figures, not counting all the guardian angels. There's fairies. There's a jinn who's East Asian mysticism. It goes on and on and on. What will you allow for is the third thing that I would say I've learned. We all allow for something. We don't allow for most. There's a great Joshu, if you like Zen, quote on my suggested reading page on my website at the bottom. A student comes running up to the master and asks, what do I need to know about my own nature? And the master replied, is there anything that you dislike? So is there anything you dislike? Is it a true dislike, sushi, you're allergic and so on? Or is it more a personal thing, a personal value system? So you can have answers to any questions, any level of detail from angels, but they also know how to navigate your likes and your dislikes. And what I'm trying to say is they know how to say everything just right. You have all this, what makes up you, and there's only, 8 billion, 7 billion, 9 billion people now on the planet Earth, so there's hundreds of trillions of thought forms. I don't like the Red Sox, I like the Red Sox. I don't like sushi, I like sushi. I can't dance on Tuesdays, I can only dance on Wednesdays. So the good news is angels know how to navigate all this to be love, to get you your answers, to get to hear, and to work with the way you've put all these restrictions in, concrete thinking. And back to a word on concrete thinking, it's the type of knowing, again, that science does that precludes possibility. Discovery is only good for a day, a week, a month, 2 years, 20 years. We're still working on this. Wait till the scientific community or a whole new batch of young people come in and just start listening to the universe. Watch how fast technology leaps and bounds and so on. It doesn't have to be crash retrieval and re-engineering that material and stuff like that to have amazing discoveries. You could just do straight listening from light beings. Wait till the UAP, UFO crowd focuses on less about mortal beings and less than unconditional love topics and gets going with the bigger program going on. There's simply, call it a spiritual awakening if you wish, simply an ability for mankind's consciousness to expand. It has to. I think Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth book puts it quite well. We have been on a path of, wiping out humanity. Think of Cambodia, the killing fields, World War I, World War II, a little bit of what's going on today. It's the same old song and dance. If you're doing thinking, and I'm not trying to encourage people to run around and point the fingers at others saying, hey, you're thinking, and create a whole new way of beating up fellow humans. We all do way too much thinking. So it's that age-old concept of self-importance. It kicks in for all of us. Just try to lighten up a little. Again, 7% less thinking a day, a week is plenty to unleash your power within. Let's do a little Tony Robbins. So you can have any answers to any questions. I think it's super practical, super helpful. Everyone is a healer, and I'm more comfortable with that word now than I was before, like 10 years ago. When you're laughing and you're sparkling and you're being really zany and funny, entertaining your family, your crowd, the backyard barbecue. Your healing and hope and your laughter is music to the ears of others, whether you know it or not. When you're just being you, the artist, singing, going for a run, exercise is a form of compassion. There's so many ways to be broader, more compassionate, gentler to you, and to let the universe come in like a waltz dance partner. That's all this is about. Dance a little more, have a little more fun, a little more sparkle. You have a unique life path. Once you've figured out the difference between when you're up in your brain and you're in your heart and you truly have grasped it, why would you ever want to waste energy again? Then you're off to the races. You have a unique life path. You came in to do something. You can live it, feel it. Angels can help you get back on track. You can hear it delineated for you. You can close your eyes and go beyond words and have it shown to you. I love going beyond words because words are so limiting. Here I am making a video with just tons of words, and I'm going to talk fast and maybe blow you some sage smoke through 2 screens. Let's do that right now. And I can only do so much this way. Feel what you can feel, don't judge. See what you can see, don't judge. Have fun with what you'll allow for. I've got one rule or bit of structure besides pen and paper is really nice if you get something good. Write it down from me, from angels, from whoever. I'm going to light some sage. Ask angels to make it nice. Ask angels before you go for your run to make it nice, before the cup of tea. May this be the best cup of tea in the world. Or a cup of coffee. Elf. Okay, I'm lighting some sage. There's some sweetgrass in there today, catching fire. Some people, if you're sensitive already, intuitive, whatever, 50-year healer, you already caught this. Through 2 screens. I'm going to take a red-tailed hawk feather and blow you some sage. Let the sage be sage. Catch a little smoke where you're at. No alarms are going to go off. You're good. Let angels do their jobs. Catch a little bit of sage. But now ask for flowers. Let some flowers come through. Why not? Catch the scent of lavender, wisteria, rosa rugosa, orchids, hibiscus. Your call. Have fun with this. And now ask for ocean. Palm fronds, if you want to shut your eyes and have a whole peppermint patty take me away commercial, let angels bring you that ocean effect. Waves lapping, palm fronds, trees swaying. Even feel it on your nose a little. I'll blow through the microphone. Catch a little sea spritz. What will you allow for is the real rub. There's tons of top-notch, 2%, 1 million audience show hosts that won't be able to allow for this. And maybe not even in this lifetime, and that's okay. There's tons of show hosts, 1 million audience, who in this lifetime, they might need another year or 2 weeks or so to allow for this and just go through that basic little baby step. Everyone's good where they are right now. Everyone is doing the best they can right now. It's where their consciousness level is at. That's kind of like a restrictor plate. Wherever you're at, unconsciously, consciously, unconsciously, up the giant piano scale, piano key scale, vibrational scale, to full consciousness, which keeps ending. It never stops. You can't declare you're enlightened because expansion and growth never stops. I met a guy once who said he was enlightened. Maybe he's changed his tune now, hopefully, because your growth, your expansion never stops. No limits is no limits. So maybe there are really no limits in life. You knew it as a kid. And if you can just remember to wake up this much, that just means dropping from here to here. That 1 foot could take you the next 10 years, 2 more lifetimes. Like this, what will you allow for? That's all. So allow for them a little more fun, a little more spark, a little more sizzle, a little more dancing for no reason in your kitchen. You're Latino and you love dancing. You don't have to be Latino to love dancing. That je ne sais quoi, that extra spark in life. Try to think back to the best time of your life when everything was on cloud 9. Everything was smooth, fun, no problemos at all. Nothing. It was just high, mighty, and flying, whatever that expression is. You've never lost that. You just had a lot of thinking and external situations that have taken you away from here. So if it was that time you were in Bermuda, Bahamas, that beach, that mountain, that river, the vacation, the family time together, you can bring that back in like that and call it a flow state if you want. I'll call it letting go to connect with all there is. Many different cultures, indigenous and otherwise, already talk about this and practice it. You can practice it through mindfulness and meditation, but you can practice it in your own way of letting go. Just let go. Keep letting go of the details until you get a nice bit of breathing space. The details are always going to come flooding back, so you got to have a letting go practice. It doesn't really matter what the details are. We get fixated on stuff. Trauma, PTSD is a state of mind. Time itself is a construct of the mind. The mind, if you don't mind, we want you to go out of your mind, as Dan Millman's Peaceful Warrior movie moment with Nick Nolte says in the park with Dan. We want you out of your mind, Dan. You have to be out of your mind to even want to do this. Why would you logically ever want to meet angels, your Uncle Harry, Jesus, Mary, Muhammad, Einstein, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Elvis, Mandela, MLK, if I didn't already say them, light beings, a jinn who's East Asian mysticism? Why would you ever want to do that? You know what you know. You're perfectly fine where you are. Because there's more love. You're bigger than you've ever imagined recently. You have no limits, and you can experience a lot of light. You can see the light around you. You can get your answers. You can get your hugs. One hug is worth 100 questions. People have been doing this for 12 years now, by the thousands, I'm going to say. What's great is I'm off the hook. I've got photos of angels. They'll move, change color, pulse. A blue ball light can switch colors. A silhouette of an angel can move. Historical photos can move. Get a wink, a smile. The eyebrow goes up for Audrey Hepburn's photo. She's an angel. You can put your hand out and feel the vibe of an angel. Let each angel do their job. Here's an angel named Joy. She's the emotion joy. She's a giant, like at the cosmos level, flow state. We'll make a modern expression here. Put your hand up and feel joy. If you have to rub your hands together or do something to loosen up, ask angels to make it nice. Angels help me out of my head into my heart. Help me feel joy's vibe through 2 screens. Feel what you can feel. Don't judge. Let her move, pulse, change colors. I'll try to hold this still for you. And catch the smell of flowers. You never skipped a beat. You never lost a step. Just thinking something or thinking an event, the car wreck, losing a leg, losing a relative, losing a loved one, job loss, all of it, all the human ebb and flow experiences, what it is all about to be human. It ain't easy. These are the eternal questions too. You can get stuck on anything. Is there really some sort of life out there beyond humans? Duh. I'm going to leave that one wide open. What do you think? You're telling me humanity is the pinnacle of existence in the entire cosmos? Hopefully not. We are ever expanding. We have tons of room for growth. I have tons of room for growth. You have tons of room for growth. Learning never stops, but we try our darndest as adults doing adulting to stop all learning, all change, to resist everything, and to know something so we can resist everything even more. Why would we ever want to show more love to ourselves and to others? As Dan Millman's Peaceful Warrior movie, check it out with Nick Nolte, Scott Meklowitz, Amy Smart, or Way of the Peaceful Warrior, the book, as he talks about the last place you want to go is here. But Seth, in the 1970s, Jane Roberts' book, talks about none of the externals, taking a seminar this way, going to Machu Picchu, studying in an ashram, being in India for 2 years, going all sacred and spiritual. And I'm not saying don't do it. If it's available, do it. There's a million ways to get to your heart. That's a perfectly fine way. But as Seth said in the 1970s, it's not going to be found externally. The only place is through the world you once knew or know, into your heart and into a greater multidimensional reality, period. That's love. And there's still a third source. The Alchemist talks about it. Esther Hicks talks about it. And all of Zen, the gateless gate, the doorless door, that's your heart. If you happen to be familiar with the Blue Cliff Notes book or Joe Shu, you have it all right now because I'll do the classic. You're a multidimensional being in human form. You have more at your fingertips and more ability to get past the details. That's why keep letting go. All you're thinking is like an Acme brick factory that just constantly builds walls. Wait a week and you can be stuck all over again. So if you want to get out of your problems, have your problems solved, get unstuck, it's really awesome to get all those answers and to get 50 people to call for your business. But there's a bigger picture, a bigger flow going on, a bigger understanding, a bigger lesson being taught. You have a heart button. Learn to hit your heart button. The more you're here, the more everything shrinks in terms of the problems are mountains into molehills. You can nod and say, okay, I've got another one of those ebbs and I want to get back to my flow, ebb and flow. I want to get back to being happy again. You've got to sometimes roll your sleeves up and do a task that isn't pleasant or deal with something that isn't pleasant. But then you can get on with living your life and loving others. First, you got to learn how to love yourself. So angels are wonderful about this. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I mean, there's tens of thousands of angels. They come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, all different purposes and backgrounds. You have a cheerleading squad, angels, light beings. There's photos of angels at my website. There's photos of angels here. I sometimes show in the videos. There's videos of angels. I just had a guest for my APL Spotlight series from Germany. She's South African, all about the quantum field, getting aligned. She's wonderful. Ronel, Lonzer, or Ronnie. But right as she's talking about you have a beautiful life path, a little ball of light comes up and goes like this. Just look at my YouTube channel that you're already on right now for 2 seconds. You'll see it under the short, beautiful short videos, and also at the beginning of APL Spotlight Series number 3. And you'll see that I put it twice at the beginning of that video. Check it out. There's a vibe going on in all this content, and then most of the time guests take steps on air. They put their hand out. They feel an angel's vibe through 2 screens. Put your hand out and feel what you can feel on your palms, your fingers, both. If you try too hard, ask for sparkles on your toes. Catch the smell of flowers in the air. And let me go ahead and just do this for you. I'm going to push rainbow light through if you can allow for this. Just catch a little bit of rainbow light where you are, or flowers. Let joy make it nice. So you can see things in the background. You could have a ball of light come through 2 screens and land in your hand, bring it in for a hug, get a hug. What will you allow for? That's a lot right now, but it's what Joseph Campbell said. You can meet Joe, wonderful, wonderful, unconditional love spirit guide. I think he said consciousness is energy. Everything's consciousness. Love, consciousness, unconditional love is in everything. Open your eyes to see love. Mary said that. Everything is alive and speaking to you. You can hear trees talk, a baby hummingbird. You can hear your relatives, your ancestors. You can hear, again, angels, Native American chiefs, figures from India. You can meet Vishnu, Krishna, Ganesh, Lakshmi, Meher Baba, Rama, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, the Divine Mother. The tiger is the best. Feel the fur. Put your hand out. If you have to close your eyes, fine. Feel the fur. What will you allow for? This is a lot. But why do you think the religions exist? Why do you think the philosophies exist? Stoicism. You can meet Seneca, Plato, Marcus Aurelius, Socrates. You can meet Sock from Peaceful Warrior as well, an angel. Hopefully we'll have Dan Millman. I haven't gotten a no. I'm supposed to get back in touch in November of 2024 to check in. We might have him as a guest in 2025. Fingers crossed. If he's ever watching this, that'd be awesome. You have no limits. So the second a but comes up or you're reacting to anything I've said, you've just met your ego. I would love to just say where you put your focus is where you put your focus and hit the stop record button. Or what you'll allow for is what you'll allow for, or you have no limits. If you need to do this at nighttime, when you go to bed at night, just make your request before you go to bed. Be like, hey, angels, just do it one way. You don't have to listen, you don't have to see, you don't have to get a hug and feel, you don't have to see light around you at all. You don't have to do anything. That's how you're already operating on everything as it is. Ask angels to make it nice when you go to bed at night. If you need to pick some topics, hey, for my family, my cousin, my business tomorrow, could I walk a smoother path? Could I meet nicer people? Could I have more humor? Set your intention. What you don't realize is the brain is sort of oriented since you were a kid, after you got into adulting, being an adult, into negativity a little bit. You judge, you react, you see something on TV, the news, and you carry it around for a while. And it sometimes accumulates. You've got a garage or an attic up here, and it just piles up. You haven't done any feng shui, you haven't done any clearing. That's why exercise helps. Being in water, meditating, taking a nap with a little bit of intent, lighting incense, humor, comedy, dancing, anything. There's a million ways to get to here, 10 million ways to resist everything and know something that can bottle you up, lock you up, and get you stuck in an eddy in the current of life forever, so that you go on knowing, telling your life story that's this long, you trauma dump on everyone, because something happened to you once, you hold on to it forever, you create a foundation organized on it, and you don't want to let go at all, because you got a flag in the ground and you know something, to the preclusion of possibility, to the preclusion of love, and it's no big deal. We all do this. It could be because you had a best-selling book, you never let that go. So compassion's letting go of failures and accomplishments or what happened to you in life. It's loving yourself more. It's allowing more. I've got, 50 different definitions from angels on what compassion is. It's having the awareness of a newborn baby in each moment. It's being gentle, kind, loving to yourself and others. Passed over dog of mine said it's a walk. That's Maggie. And I thought that was one of the most beautiful, from her perspective. Why not? It's a walk. So taking time to walk your dogs, but not being on an iPhone. How about that? An iPhone is your Zen master. Now, it could be a bad Zen master, overrated on Craigslist or Angie's, whatever it's called. And that's just when you're like this and you're caught up in, Twitter, social media, this, that, emails, work. Welcome to being human. You get out of your car and you're like this, order your Starbucks, get back on this, get back in the car, you do distracted driving. The more you can breathe, relax, and just enjoy what you're doing, the more you're mastering the moment, the more you're mastering yourself. Plato talks about this. The more you're allowing all to be as it already is. And if you do want to see some sort of change, you've got to be that change. The only change that I think worthwhile doing is love. The more you love, the more you can allow for everyone else to be as they already are. You can get away from a lot of the restrictions and control. There's a huge pendulum swing today for control, restrictions, telling how humans have to think in unison, how they have to jettison their identity. I thought that the late 1980s when I was in college was a peak of that back then. I was sorely wrong, and that's okay. There's simply people who, if you're going to do love, do love. Try to recognize what unlove is. Most of the judging, politics, what you see out there today. Kindness counts, goes a long way. That's all that matters. Be kind to yourself. Have as much fun as you can. Don't listen to other people. Don't let other people put you in a box. Be you. Be all you can be. It's Shakespeare. To be or not to be. Not even a question, just do it. Have fun. And that's where angels, Native American chiefs, Dolne Frederick Geronimo, Crazy Horse again, Chief Joseph, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Black Elk, they can help you tremendously. Just, are you willing to put yourself out there and to take enough time that it takes to ask a question and listen on the answer? What do you think half your own intuition's been this entire time? The good intuition that's telling you it's going to be okay. It's probably your mom passed over, your angel, your guardian angel, this figure, that figure. You're loved. You're loved constantly, but you would have to slow down this much to get to here, to feel it, to appreciate, hey, I'm actually okay. No matter what's going on externally, you just got in a car wreck yesterday, your car's totaled, you're okay, but you're still shaken up. Sometimes it takes those events, divorce, job loss, health, to catch you back up into the present moment so you can be appreciative again, showing gratitude, allowing, being one with all. You've got a certain swagger to you. Again, you never lost it, but it's really easy to get convinced you can't on this front anymore. So angels are here to help you fall in love with life again. They're fully available. You don't have to be into the woo-woo-woo, the new age, the spiritual this, the spiritual that, this institute, this type of philosophy, this type of religion. This is something, this service of meeting angels is something that's people are unaccustomed to embracing yet. It's very new, and I've been doing it 12 years, but people can do it as a group. That's joint hearing, joint feeling, joint seeing. I always say that Joy's a blonde, 28 years old, jean jacket, upscale dress underneath, but don't listen to me at Omega. I think it was 3 women saw brunette, almost a football field away. You can see angels without wings, with wings. Light beings exist. The UAP, UFO crowd should be ecstatic over that. We'll see. It's a lot easier to have a show or be doing FOIA, Freedom of Information requests to the U.S. government, trying to get, quote, bad actors to behave differently than they already do. Their consciousness level is only a certain way. And to be chasing materials we've recovered in UFO crashes, or to try to find out where the bodies are, or which defense contractor is doing what. But why wouldn't you just want to get going swimming with dolphins, swimming with the whales? Why wouldn't you just want to meet angels who, by the way, are from all over, all different shapes, sizes, and colors, all different purposes, but they're all unconditional love. You have free will. Nobody wants to rock that boat. Most important, they have your own experience. That's the opposite of today's contemporary societal pressures on you to conform. I absolutely believe that everything you're doing right now is perfectly suited for you, like Seneca says. You're absolutely getting the best experience you could ever have. The only thing that could change that interpretation is some thinking by you. Oh, but I've got it so hard because of these, life story crushing details, this trauma. That is those are the reasons why you get stuck up here and you forgot how much you already love inside. And so angels are wonderful and everybody else is wonderful. Plato can help remind you to take a breath, 5 breaths, exhale like a whale to let go what you're holding on to be love again, and watch how fast you lighten up. You can see light on everything. You can see light on your hands. I love doing out of Celestine prophecy this way. In India, they do it this way. See a little bit of light there, but then go like this. Then if you have a loved one or a dog, you can see the light flowing between you. And let's keep extrapolating here. If you've gotten to know Joy or hundreds of other angels, ask them to make butterflies out of light coming out of that light stream, or just you could see fireworks behind me and my house is not going to get set on fire. And your apartment, house, or outdoors are not going to get set on fire. This is light made by the universe, and it is simply unconditional love itself. So you get to see that any one of a number of ways. It's like Disney special effects out of some movie, and it's absolutely joyous. It'll make you feel like a kid again. You can hear angels singing. You can go visit the Akashic Records and see your unique life path for your own, directly, for your own purposes. There's an expression I'm missing. So that you're satisfied because you got to see it firsthand. There's a lot of us that there's so much doubt, there's so much resistance, there's so much, well, prove it, I got to see it to believe it. So go walk the Akashic Records with 2 angels or with archangels later. For some reason, they offer 2 different tours. You can close your eyes and hang out in Hawaii and go surfing with angels like a pro. You don't need to know how to swim, surf, you just know how to do it. You can get all your answers sitting in a luau setting with your eyes closed. You just sit like this. You can go to Tibet, India, ancient Egypt, and so on. 5 minutes of our time is 10 minutes over there. Again, what will you allow for? I've got a little book called Listening to Angels. It's been a 2-time Amazon bestseller in the angels category, I believe. It's probably a 45-minute read max, 25 minutes. It's 45 pages. It's now $7.99. Written by angels, 7 angel photos in there. I sell those angel photos for $3 each. You should, if you've got one of these, an iPhone, get Joy's photo for $3. It's less than a cup of coffee these days. Put it on your iPhone, and when you can remember to remember, if you can remember to remember, look at the photo and see what happens. You'll hear your voice for the first few seconds you ask a question and listen, but the second you're willing to let go this much more and get to hear fully, you'll hear, hey, hi, peppy 28-year-old voice. She's Joy. She's your ambassador communicator here to make it easy. If it's a major league baseball analogy, metaphor, whatever, you're holding a giant catcher's mitt. You don't have to pitch. You don't have to run the bases. You don't have to hit. You don't have to be in the outfield. You just have to wear the catcher's mitt to receive all with a capital A. That encompasses all religions, all non-religions, all philosophy, all the structure, thought forms that humans do. What do you call all? Call it the cosmos. Love is the fabric of the universe. That's the 4th thing I learned. Trust more, worry less. Let angels do their jobs. How do you think it's all worked out to date, or up until a certain point, and now you're still stuck on the next thing that came along? Your point of living here is to learn how to love more, allow more, develop more resilience. If you've gone through the ebbs and flows, the bumps, the mountaintops of difficulties, the ebbs, you've been given those because you can handle them, because they're building a bigger, broader foundation for you to love yourself more and to help others. Talk to angels about this. You can hear why things happen the way they did. Get the backstory. Angels can alter your path too. I would argue every single person walking around is an accomplished healer. You just have to do laughter, love, smiling, learn how to slow your roll in one sense and to go with your roll here in another. So enjoy what you can enjoy more, relax, avoid the temptation to do the eternal, self-importance thing, the age-old getting stuck in an eddy, spinning of self-importance. There's so many of us, including me, every other Tuesday and every other day, we get thoughts, we do blocks, we settle for less than, we settle for being up here and knowing something, concrete thinking that precludes possibility. What will you allow for again? Where are you putting yourself in each moment? Are you here or are you up here? And not going away. Thinking's going to happen, but the sooner you can recognize when you're sort of spinning again, when you're flowing negativity, 1% of 1%. Not all thinking's bad. When you're creative, you're down here. You're one with everything. You're one with the pen, one with the keyboard, writing your manuscript, your screenplay, your creative. The task that usually takes an hour takes 10 minutes. You're getting assisted. You can see that light on everything. You can see the light, and you can pay attention to the harmony or the vibration of when you speak. Every sentence that you utter has two vibrations, basic vibrations, from here or up here. Unlove, unconsciousness, a lack of awareness, awareness, unconditional love, high vibration. Same thing with all people. You can figure out who is predominantly one way versus another and start to associate more with higher vibration people. Same thing with music. Same thing with basically everything. But let's say it's really sunny today. If you said it out of here, it means one thing, but if you said it's really sunny today and you said it in a sarcastic way, it's a negative vibration. So it's up to you how much you want to pay attention to this. It doesn't get taught quite yet in schools, although there's more mindfulness and meditation coming in for kids. That goes a long way for helping you get back into your body, to get grounded, so you can handle the next bump in the road and you can bring in more delight, more fun, more sparkle, more zip in your step, waking up refreshed, having a great night's sleep. It's like a basic living 101 kind of class. You end up having to jettison 92% of what you thought you knew and just rediscover you in a kinder, gentler, smoother path you. What will you allow for again? So there's the book, Listening to Angels, my show, Angels, Positivity, and Love. You would not believe how cool the guests are. Incredible guests from all over the world, all walks of life. Super Soul 100 teacher, Oprah, a German ballet, Berlin State Opera ballerina, who just shared so much. Not only experiences what she saw from the stage, what she experienced, but these guests are taking steps later in the show. They're putting their hands up. They're breathing. They're getting hugs. They're looking at angel photos. Not every single guest. I had one to date that I was really shy with. I only blew some sage, and in Ireland it was Irish angel mystic Lorna Byrne. She caught not the sage, she caught daisies and roses. That's incredible. And you can do this as well. I'll do it one more time. But, Jennifer McLean, the 35-plus year healer, who's been around, again, for a while, helping people by the millions, she caught sage and 3 different types of flowers in Laguna Niguel, California. So what will you allow for? Let the sage be more than sage. Catch campfire smoke, catch something. Cedar is a little bit of cedar in there with the sage. But if you want to catch flowers, lavender, wisteria, let angels make it nice. Just silently be like, hey, angels, make it nice. I know something he says or is saying right now is resonating. Don't worry about the details. Get out of details, get to here. Your heart already knows what it needs to know to get going. You're already a professional at all this letting go. Just give yourself a break. Don't try. Yoda. So catch a little bit of sage, catch a little bit of flowers. Now ask for that sage smoke to linger around the rest of the day and to lighten you up. Even through a hard work period, you've got to go exercise. Let the sage smoke help you stay the course. That's what I'm trying to say. So, I see a dog walking by. Dogs have guardian angels. Your cats have guardian angels. Your relatives are fully with you. If you think you've lost a loved one, they're right here. They're right now. They're completely conscious. You can chat with them and see them. I've had 2 guests in the last 20 shows who have gotten to, 2 guests who are either taping right now or were on recently, who have gotten to reunite, see, and chat with their spouses who have all passed away in the last 10 years. That's wonderful. Meet angels first. I'm primarily an angel guy first, then you can do light beings, classic unconditional love spirit guides, others who are broader light. I don't know how else to say it. But again, no limits here. So you get any answers to any questions, get hugs. The hugs can become healing. At least 3 colorblind people have seen colors. Never gotten to the point where we can find out, some stuff's written, some stuff's not. You're meant to have certain things happen. But if there are no limits in life, perhaps there are really no limits. That was kind of the message for today. So you got the show, Angels, Positivity, and Love. I've got a spin-off series, APL Spotlight series. People come on and do a little more intensive, a lot more fun with angels on air. Plus, they get to share a little more detail. The very first episode was Ingrid Hankala, PhD, former NASA oceanographer, U.S. Navy oceanographer, A UNESCO researcher, marine biologist, has done 200 plus dives all over the world. Just amazing. When she was still a Colombia, the country Colombia citizen down in Latin America, she worked for the Colombian Navy. She's head of their marine biology department. She's had 3 separate near-death experiences. She's incredible. But what she said to me is, Mike, all these shows just want to talk about my near-death experience. No one wants to talk about all the other stuff. She can hear the trees, hear the grass basically growing. She's connected in a way deeper fashion than what any of us would normally allow for. She talks about on the show that on the APL Spotlight series from the fall. I did 2 of them then. We just recorded a 3rd. There's 3 more in the works that should happen. I think it's next week, March 2nd, and then 1 later in March. It's going to be fun. That's where people get to come on immediately. The show itself, APL show, is booked all the way to March of 2025. So you're going to have to wait to see some of those same people who came on the immediate show. When it tapes, it airs. You'll see them again, this summer, this fall, next year. And so again, some amazing guests coming on. You can check out the future guest list if you go to my website. Just hit the APL show. There's 100 testimonials on there. I think 82 written, 18 video testimonials. 10 or 12 years ago when this all started, I forgot to get testimonials. I started collecting them maybe 8 years ago, something like that, maybe 2017. And so it's been a long slog just to get the 100, but that's not bad. At least I remember to do it. It's a really big cast of characters you can meet, but I'd remind you that one angel, Joy, your guardian angel, whoever, works just fine. They could do it all. They can handle the heavy lifting. If you don't ask, you don't get. It's like a pay raise, a vacation, getting vacation time off, getting a date. Take a chance. And, practice one way. Just walk around the house as you're vacuuming or about to go from room A to room B. Put it out there like you're talking out loud to people. Hey, angels, if you're really there, I'd love some love today, a hug. I'd like to feel lighter about this topic. And don't bother listening or waiting for a reaction. Just do it one way. It's how you're already rolling on everything, but predominantly you're doing it from out of here and you're projecting negativity. You're creating your entire existence, all the things that have come your way. Like a giant slalom skier with those ski gates you got to make it through to do the course. There are certain things you're kind of predetermined, you signed yourself up for to experience going through the ski gates. Angels will behind the scene not violate your free will, but they'll make sure you get to certain points in your life you were supposed to get to. Thresholds, waypoints on your life path, your unique life path, your journey. But the beauty of it all is what you experience, what you allow for yourself. What you learn organically is the most important thing. And that's why I've got to bring the society stuff, all the cultural stuff happening today, people telling you how it is denying you your ability to grow organically. The whole point of being here on planet Earth is to grow and experience what you're experiencing. I've never met anybody to date that says, Mike, I'm walking around today trying to waste all my energy as much as I possibly can. I want to be unconscious. I want to be lack of awareness as much as possible. I don't want to know a thing. I just want to waste my energy. No one says that. And yet we've got all sorts of vibrational actors out there. We've got things that happen that we would disagree with. I would argue there's no right or wrong in a bigger picture. There's proper understanding, which is being here, more love, more confidence, more allowing to be as others already are. They're suffering in their own way, as Buddhists would say. You're suffering. Getting out of the mind and getting into the heart is all you can really do. The more you can recognize that is the pinnacle of success, being here, dropping from here, being to here, the more you'll realize the value of doing it through meditation, through exercise, through just doing nothing, through reading a book, through hugging your dog, through showing kindness to that stranger, waving hi to a complete stranger. What can you do to be shinier, sparklier, more fun, or just more in the moment? Maybe it's just appreciating what already is in front of you. Nature, grounding, better barriers. That's a problem for everybody. You get into crowds, you're a healer, or being shut tight like an oyster, too many, the big barrier. You completely have checked out of here and you're up here all the time. Welcome to being human. It's not judging anyone about this. We're all doing different non-flow states up here, and we're very rarely doing a wide open big heart and being all we could be. So why not let angels help you out? Go spend the $7.99 and read the darn book. It's totally not written by me. If you've heard me speak in any video and you read this book, it's going to be about unconditional love, compassion, very sophisticated language. I just saw balls of light as I was typing. I was given incredible photographs of angels. I've got incredible photographs. They're not balls of light and orbs because they're not all shapes like balls of light like that one, but she'll pulse for you. Here's a silhouette of my guardian angel, who's a metallic ball of light on my book cover with the angel that I just showed you, the blue one. Those are metallic balls of light. It's no one way. Here's Plato. See his face in the photo. Pause this if you need to. No hugs for him. They're sweaty. A fist pump works great. But he is so great for talking to you about a life stage that you're in. You can get any help better than McKinsey & Company could help you if you're a business. Those big consulting firms. They come into your corporate 500 workplace. They interview everybody for 2 years. They inspect your factories. They write up a 4,000-page report. They make 100 recommendations 2 years later as to what you should take stepwise for your business to improve efficacy, to do this hiring, this firing, to shift your business model around, to pick up this product line, to divest out of this business overseas, to do your taxes better. You're a business model. You're CEO of your own company. Well, guess what? Why wait 2 years and spend $1 billion? You can spend $7.99 and actually just get started listening on your own. You don't need all the other people out there teaching you automatic writing. You're already doing automatic listening all the time. What do you think half your intuition is? The good half, not the one that says jump into someone else's Jaguar and go 120 miles an hour. You get busted for stealing a car and speeding. Just the good half. Angels don't want to freak you out. Your Aunt Martha, who passed over, who's your #1 cheerleading fan, doesn't want to freak you out with her voice. It's going to sound like your own intuition when you're in the middle of a golf swing. If you did hear her, you would shank the ball in shock, and you'd be like, Aunt Martha, and you'd forget the tournament. It's not the point of the exercise here is to scare you, freak you out. But sometimes you need a little bit of a wake-up or some slapping, and so some crazy stuff can happen. Try not to freak out too much. Don't dive immediately into this religion or have to go join an ashram in India or only do this author. You've got it all. Picture, I'll say it this way. You have so much healing capacity that pick your favorite healer who's on the entertainment channel, this, or whose book is this, or who's associated with this institute out there. You actually have more talent for loving and allowing, and your love, your being, your laughter is healing and hope to others, that you're actually more talented than they are. Now, they've got the books out. They've done the hard work. That's their unique life path, so appreciate them. But at some point, you can only learn so much from externals. The action is here. You have to learn, if it's a heart button again and again and again, to hit it. You have to learn to be your authentic you, to cultivate that authentic self that you always have been, that you had as a kid, you had last week, you had in that moment when you were playing pickleball and you were like, yes, or you're a painter or anything else that's your enthusiasm factor's off the charts. You never lost a step, you never skipped a step, you never missed a beat. Try to have more fun, have your cake, eat it too. Every cake equals a smile, and deliver 1,000 cakes to others. There's no calories in those cakes. You can own the bakery. You can own the trucking and jet fleets that distribute those cakes overseas. I like that metaphor the best because it's zany. You have no limits. You are the only one that is accountable unconsciously and consciously for the decisions you've been making in the past, in the present, and in the future. So try to tread a little more lightly on how you're handling your energy flows. If there's no try involved, you'll automatically be here. Just take a breath. Don't take yourself or any situation externally too seriously. Ask for all the help in the world you need, and if you can allow for it and let that help to come in, that's what the universe is here to do. And this could be the Buddhist community. You can meet Buddha, Chogyam Trungpa, Kuan Yin, Thich Nhat Hanh. The near-death experience community can meet, Jesus, Mary, Muhammad, their loved ones. They can recreate the high end of the experience. You don't have to go through a near-death to have it. So let's say you went through a really traumatic experience, but there's a brilliant, beautiful piece of it. You're in heaven. You can re-experience that without having to go through the near-death experience. If it's the transcendental meditation crowd, try not to get caught up in the trappings. Just know that you can have that flow state experience like this, and you don't have to have gone through 20 years of training. I'm not knocking any of it. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. I'm just saying more is available in the immediate moment if you'll simply allow for it. And again, we're back to what will you allow for? Just allow for a little more positivity, a little more love, a little more zip, a little more sparkle. Back to the channel. please put in a positive comment. Please subscribe, like. Obviously, hopefully, you've been enjoying this. Comment, share this. All of this helps us reach more people. Help us lickety split get to 100,000, 1 million subscribers. Why not? We're the only channel that's offering angels, blowing sage, seeing light. You can see angels standing behind me if you want. You just have to get a little loose, do a chubby checker or Elvis, clap your hands 3 times, click your heels. I'll talk about that more in the future, but what will you allow for is the real rub. When we're up here, we tend to be shut tight like an oyster at least half of the week. You can lighten up more, you can have more fun, you can have your cake and eat it too. This is Michael André Ford, your American Angel Intuitive in Texas. Don't even try. Just do set your intent a little more. As we get off, if you need to look up, look up. I did that for years when I did my conversations initially with angels, because that's your first reaction is, oh my God. They're all around us. They're within us. They live inside us and around us. They are still learning from us. They're not done learning. From our perspective, let's be frank, they're perfect. And they know everything. They can see your past, your present, your future. There is no time the way we think, if you can get out of the construct of the human mind. And that's what's so amazing, is we all have unlimited potential for growth. First, here's thinking. Not much going on. Here's the heart. And now if you want to see extra light around that, ask angels, ask your relatives, ask Native American chiefs, figures from India to make it nice. See sparkles on that extra light up here that can't be part of the big lighter. A mini miracle. A siddhi, S-I-D-D-H-I if you're from India. Ask for what you can ask for. What will you allow for? See a little extra. Have fun. Thank you.
It's this truly a beautiful journey when you allow it to be a beautiful journey. It's this truly a beautiful journey when you allow it to be a beautiful journey. It's this truly a beautiful journey when you allow it to be a beautiful journey.